Hello,
Hey man, what's going on, man?
how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
What's been happening? Well, I'm gonna take my meds here while we're talking and waiting to see if anybody else is popping in or when they pop in and all that kind of stuff. What's
Right.
been happening? Well, I'm gonna take my meds. Hear me? All right, take my meds real quick. It says we got three eyes on us.
That's nice. Nice. Welcome, guys.
Ain't nobody saying nothing yet.
I'm Drake-Akain. Welcome to Gore-Aphobe's channel. You're watching the top 10 final girls of all time.
Got the and I am your friendly neighborhood compulsive collector, as everybody knows. Uh, hey, is your TV behind or something?
Not really. A couple seconds.
Uh, Give a couple people a chance to get in here.
Yeah, I lost
Mm.
connection to the screen
And
here.
I actually have another one planned. Um,
Another one. What you
since I
got here?
couldn't get in everybody everybody into this one. Here, first of all, let me get my headphones.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm hearing you like three times back here, man.
All right, hold on. I'm plugging myself in.
You I'm gonna pop up the chat real
All
quick.
right, all right. How about this? Better?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
All right. You still hear me three times?
No, no, no. It's just once now. Kind of
Okay.
twice because of proximity problems, but you know.
All right. Well, the list that I was talking about to do one of these times is since I couldn't fit everybody into this top 10 final girl thing because there's other categories like like for instance one I'm talking about it's like badass chicks, not necessarily final girls, but just chicks that did or didn't survive, but they were badass throughout the whole thing, right? Um,
Ooh.
just different people that different, Um, I also got some other ideas. Actually, I have it written down here somewhere where I have a list of all kinds of top tens. We got. Hold on a minute. I'm going to. I'm gonna spy here. We got, we got three watching.
Nah. Welcome, guy. Welcome to Gore-Aphobe's channel. I'm Drake King. Joining in for the top 10 final
Yeah,
girl.
I know that list is around here someplace. But anyway, one of my I thought would be cool. That one that I was talking about.
Right.
Now I'm getting ready to get this top 10 started. Whether we got anybody say anything or not.
Right.
All right. Anything you want to talk about or anything first?
Not really. I'm just here to do the thing, man. I'm enjoying myself. It's cool to be like seeing you and everything. Lots of love.
Yeah. This final girls list was kind of special to me and really hard to come up with just the top
Okay.
10 because there's so many different ways that you can go with it.
Right,
So
right.
so everybody remember, this is not, I'm not saying these are the greatest top 10 final girls of all time. I'm saying that these are my personal favorite top 10s of all time. So any opinion I have on that, anybody doesn't agree with, just remember this is mine.
Right.
We all have our own.
Correct. And if you have any opinions of your top 10 final girls, give us your final girl and what movie to play
Definitely.
them, character if you can, and the number sequential from 10 to 1. Try to follow us if you can, and we'll do our best to follow you in chat as well.
Yeah. The way we do this is we will tell our choice for it. We will talk about why, maybe mention some other things that they're in, and then we'll move on to the next person. And that's usually how we go. Um, you're more than welcome to list down your 10 all the way down to number 1 if you want. But do you want to start with your number 10 and tell me why and talk about it?
Sure, sure. I'll start at my number 10. My number 10 is Heather Landing Camp. She plays Nancy Thompson in Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 1. I chose her because of her vulnerability in the beginning and just her just her just her realness and her generosity, and also it doesn't help that Johnny Depp's in the film, but that ain't got nothing to do with Final Girls. It's just a little fact in there that was one of Johnny Depp's first films. I think it was his first, but
Yes. That was it. Was his first actual movie because he was actually a musician, and he went along with a buddy of his to the audition for the role. And when they seen him, and when Wes Craven's daughter seen him, she said, "He is absolutely gorgeous, Dad. You've got to take him." So that's why he got the role.
that's a little fact I didn't know.
Yeah.
The Blu-ray copy I have doesn't have a lot of documentaries, so I don't really get a chance unless I go to say to YouTube or Amazon to actually check out documentaries on it. But
Watch the Never Sleep Again documentary. That's the one that talks about it on.
isn't that the one that's like 8.5 hours long or something?
Well, I don't think it's quite that long. It's like 4 or 5 hours, but it covers the whole franchise.
Yeah, it feels like 8 hours long. I tried to watch it in one setting once, and it felt like forever, bro.
you know,
But
you talk about Nancy. Don't forget all the booby traps and everything that she sets up. I mean, she lays a whooping on Freddy's ass. She even reburdens his ass there at the end. So she's pretty nasty.
and I'm not sure if
Well,
she bought that book or she rented it from the school library, but she got a library book talking about survival. It was a survival book for said woods, and it
right,
taught you how to set up booby traps and live catch traps and things of that sort.
right.
So so she basically learned off the whim about how to like take care of herself because she was just this little high school teenager that hung out with her preppy friends and was basically the outcast of the group. But she clicked with this group for some reason, like Rod and Tina and everybody. She just kind of just clicked with everybody. Yeah, the outcast quiet girl was Nancy, and then you had Rob, which was the bad boy. You had Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp was kind of the preppy, and Tina was just kind of like I don't remember if she was the cheerleader or what, but she basically would have been the cheerleader of the group.
Yeah, she was also the one that had a little bit of the home life too. Her mom. You remember that comment? Her mom pops through the door and says, "You either got to stop that kind of dreaming or you got to cut your nails." It's like, "All right, Mom. From now on, I promise, I will not dream like that ever again."
Yeah, yes, I will never do like that again. And I'll
Silly
cut
ass.
my down to the skin, man. And
What kind of silly ass? Yeah.
the one thing I don't like is the stereotypical drunk mother they put in it, though. Like, like,
Yeah.
like, like every
Her-
mother to some preppy kid is some drunk that just is so belligerent. She hides bottles around the house. Like she pulled one out of the closet somewhere in the film or something. And she's drinking for breakfast, and it's just like, bruh.
That's funny
I
that
don't.
you mentioned that because my number 10 is Jess, played by Hussey, and from Black Christmas. And remember the house mother? She had drinks like that stuffed everywhere. She even had it in a book. She had meticulously cut that out so she could
Yeah,
fit her rum in there.
man, she
But
had
but Jess,
she had like a fifth of scotch in a book. And I'm
right?
just like, wow.
But but Jess is just. I would have loved to put her higher, but
True.
I mean, she was a final girl, but was she really a final girl?
I mean,
Because it kind of leaves you with the impression that Billy probably killed her at the end. We don't know this for a fact, but since she made it to the end of the initial, I still call her a final girl, so she's my number 10.
yeah. I'm not consider. uh, I'm Olivia Hussey Jess as a final girl in a way as yes, she made it to the end, and no, you don't know what happened to her, but that's the whole point of Black Christmas. It's just the
Yeah,
mysteriousness of it all. You don't know who Billy is. You don't even know if his name is really Billy. You don't know if he has
right.
a sister Agnes. That's where the 2000, I believe, six version ruined that movie. You know who an Agnes is. You know the backstory of Billy, and it's just like you've ruined that
But
movie for me. It's like why? Oh,
right, but I mean, actually, over the years, it's grown on me a little bit. The remake of Black Christmas has the first remake. Now, this thing had happened a couple of years ago. I don't know what's going on with that, but
I have not watched that, but if you take the first remake of Black Christmas and make it its own movie, like the original was never made, it's
yeah.
a it's an okay movie. It's your typical early thousands movie, and you get your typical predictable ending. You get your predictable kills, and it's just like it's not bad. My favorite kill of that whole movie though is when the ice pick, not the ice pick, but the icicle falls from the garage and smashes old girl right in the face with it.
Yeah, yeah. Just happens to be the one cameo from the original Black Christmas.
True, true. And
All right. Oh, go
one
ahead.
more fact, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Catherine Isabel? No, not Catherine Isabel. But what's her face from Death Proof is in that.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. She's in that.
I
Yes.
can't remember, but she's the cheerleader photo model from Death Proof.
Yes. Okay. Let's hear the next one. How about your number 9?
Ashley Lawrence is Kirsty from Hellraiser.
That's a good one. And she final girl 2 of them, and was in a third Hellraiser. A lot of people haven't seen those or don't like them, but she is in a third Hellraiser down the line.
I don't remember which one that was, but I watched all the Hellraisers from start to the latest, and there are a couple of them like Hellworld is just a joke. Not to
Right.
everybody in chat, but
Well,
but
we probably not, because most people, they'll affirm it's the same thing. The problem with those is they kind of had something to do with Hellraiser here and there. He'll pop in, Pinhead or whatever. But that's the problem with that franchise is all those last ones just aren't Hellraiser movies.
well the
You know,
one of the main problems with that is they couldn't use the original actor as Pinhead
right? Well,
because
they did the first several, but he just wasn't in it. But even the later ones that he was in, he was only in for like 5 or 10 minutes.
yeah, and he ends up being either overtaken or just overshadowed by some dweeb in a suit or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, okay, you're going to take your most infamous character in your franchise and overshadowed him by some dweeb in a suit, some corporate douchebag in a suit. Like, really, dude? But like Heather Landing Camp, Nancy Thompson at Maryland Elm Street, I chose Ashley Lawrence Kirsty from Hellraiser a lot for her vulnerability, just her her side offness because I feel this way because I was a lot like both Heather and Ashley in high school, especially Ashley because Ashley is more outcast than Heather Landenkamp is
Right.
because Kirsty, her name in the movie, is just this girl in this like medium income house with a whole bunch of going on. You got moms messing around with dudes on dad, and it's just like, yo,
Yeah, she's messed around with Kirsty's uncle Frank.
yeah, Frank. Which I love the character development for Frank throughout the movie.
Yeah,
And just the whole baby cry at the beginning when he's like just starting to become full like quarter form is just like wow. It's like it
yeah,
hits something. The baby cry with Frank just becoming what the beginning of Frank is becoming is just I don't know, it just strikes a chord somewhere. You have those certain sounds but certain things that just strike you a weird way.
hmm,
And it definitely hits somewhere. It strikes a chord someplace. It's like one of those things, like nails on a chalkboard,
yeah.
and 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 you just kind of just stiffen up your back, and it makes your neck hurt and your ears pierce. You know.
My my number 9 is Marty, played by Linda Blair in Hell Night.
I didn't think of that one.
I thought she was a really good final girl in that. Uh, she does a lot of really cool things. She's a mechanic. She knows how to fix cars. She gets the car going. She also threw a fit, which is, when she figures out that she don't have the keys, and she does that little dance, and she just,
I thought
you know,
that was cute.
yeah. But that Marty character, from Hell Night, she's nobody's fool. You know what I mean? She's strong.
Oh,
She's smart. Hadn't really been through anything yet, but as good as she was supposedly with the cars, she's obviously been doing that from an early age. So yeah,
right.
she's my number 9. Of course, Linda Blair from The Exorcist, Savage Streets, and another one called Grotesque that I can somewhat recommend. It's not bad, but I highly recommend Savage Streets if anyone hasn't seen it.
I have not seen that. Do you know what like streaming platforms we could watch that on? Or
It was on Prime not long ago. I have several copies of it, but you know how I am.
for
It,
sure,
it's
of
it's
course.
basically, a revenge movie. It's about her and her pack of friends, her girls, and it's one of Linnea Quigley's first shows. She plays Blair's little sister, and I think she's deaf, and she gets attacked by a bunch of thugs, and a lot of bad things happen. So Linda Blair, you know, she becomes serious badass and comes after all those thugs.
Hmm, sounds
So
pretty.
what do you have at your number 8?
My number 8 is actually Jocelyn Donahue, Samantha from House of the Devil,
Cool.
because for one, I have loved Jocelyn Donahue. Um, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe Insidious Chapter 2.
Yes, she plays his mom as a younger woman. Yes,
Yes.
at the
And,
very beginning.
and I do believe House of the Devil was before Insidious Chapter 2, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I just saw her in both of those, and I just like I fell in love with her immediately because she has this. Uh, well, I want to say it's about all of them, but like Heather Landekamp and Ashley Lawrence, Jocelyn has this way of just not only delicateness, but she also has this way of making you feeling so sorry for her when you know she
Right,
shouldn't have been in the position she's in.
right,
Her friend tells her, "This is a bad idea. Don't do this." But
right.
she does it anyway because the money talks. They offered her, what was it, like $700 for one night?
Yeah,
That is,
we got hold on a second. We got a couple people in the chat. We got David's Horror. Thanks for stopping by, David. He says, "Hey Gore, Phil's creepy videos in the house.
yo,
You find
Phil.
you finally joined one of my streams, Phil. Thank you." David says, "Hey Drake."
Yo, David.
So we finally got some people join us. Well, I figured we'd run into a little thing because there's like 3 or 4 other streams going at the same time.
Right, right. The timing is just horrible, but it
But hey,
happens.
yeah, I'm just having fun here, and I knew some other people would join us.
Right, and if people don't
Um,
join live, I mean, eventually somebody's gonna watch us later. It's not
yeah.
that.
Well, my number 8 is Donna, played by Dee Wallace in Cujo. I think she's a hell of a final girl in that. She's tough as hell and a damn good mom.
I forgot about that one. That's not even an honorable mention. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that's just something that always really impressed me.
I
Um,
don't, I don't
David,
even
good.
I don't even own a copy of Cujo anymore.
You crazy man? Why not?
I lost it a couple years back because of some bogus, and
But
I
we're gonna
have
have to fix that.
yeah, that's facts. I'm looking forward to getting a hold of that awesome Region B, Region A double combo pack that they have right now. It's running pretty cheap. I could probably pick it up. I just haven't yet for some reason. Chat, if you think it's a good idea, I should pick that up. Give me a hell yeah, or give me a thumbs up, or give me a yeah, you should do that.
Well, David's asking for a recap. Okay, we're at number 8 right now. My number 10 is Jess from Black Christmas, and we were trying to decide whether or not she should be a final girl because we don't know if she actually made it. Um, my number 9 was Marty from Hell Night, and my number 8 is Donna, of course, Dee Wallace from Cujo. And guys, remember that this is my top 10 favorites.
My top 10 favorites, as far as 10 through 8, where we are now, mine was Heather Landing Camp, Nancy Thompson from Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 9 was Ashley Lawrence, Kirsty from Hellraiser. And number 8 was Jocelyn Donahue, Samantha from House of the Devil. Yeah, we
So,
are currently on number 7.
So we definitely got personal prerogative choices so far. Yeah, that's what I said at the very beginning. I'm not screaming out here that these are the greatest. Well, I'm saying that these are my favorites of all
Right, right.
time. Okay,
You can't absolutely say that it is the absolute greatest because everybody's going to have their opinion, and we appreciate that. Chat, if you want to give us your top 10, go ahead and drop us your top 10 as we go down, or give us your list, and then I will personally drop back in the chat. And as we go down to numbers, I will read off your top 10s as we go down.
David likes House of the Devil too, man.
Oh, facts. We love the devil.
Yeah, it is a really cool movie. All right,
We
what
love
what
one.
is your number 7?
My number 7 marks as follows: Marilyn Burns from Texas Chainsaw Massacre as Sally.
Man, that's low. Okay,
Yeah,
she,
I dropped a couple more above her. That's my bad, but that's just what I felt about it. I love Marilyn Burns. Um,
that is I say this a million times. That is the greatest acting performance of any Final Girl performance of all time. Marilyn Burns.
that is true. That is true to a point, but in a way, it is kind of predictable.
What?
In a way, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is kind of predictable if you've seen said movies before it, and then you watch it after the fact. Like you got to saw it and said what, mid 80s, early 90s. Me, I dropped it in like the early thousands. The I do believe the first memory I have of seeing this movie was in the early thousands. And by then, I had seen Ginger Snaps, Halloween, Hellraiser, Nightmare on
Right.
Elm Street, Candyman, Black Christmas, things like that. I'd seen that before that, so I kind of saw that coming with Marilyn Burns. But
Yeah, but
she,
I'm just talking about her straight performance, man. I'm talking about how believable she was. That she was, you know what I mean. That she was fucking just out of her mind.
she was absolutely believable. She was ultimately out of her mind, but just certain performances in a different way. Because I tried to look at this top 10 in several different aspects. I've looked at it from one aspect, like just genuine psychological like fear or psychological torment or
Right.
emotional, she would have had my number one. But I looked at it from a couple of different viewpoints, and a couple passed her. Second guessing, I might have placed her a little top, a little more up top, more along 5 or 4, but she wouldn't have made it past 4. Just saying.
Okay. Well, my number 7 is Sydney Nave Campbell from Scream.
Oh, I didn't think about her. I did
Just
not think
because
about.
just because I'm not a huge Scream guy, but I do give the character of Sydney credit because I mean you have to so many movies, and she's smart, she embodies everything a good final girl is. So though I'm not a huge on Scream, I do like the first Scream, the first and the fourth Scream. Um, so I placed her at number 7.
True, true. I mean, I do love Sydney. I do love Nev Campbell, and we just talked about Nev Campbell
On the
and the
crack,
crack.
yeah.
We just talked about Nev Campbell, and she is a, a great actress. Not only is she a beautiful woman, she has a beautiful attitude on set, which I've watched from documentaries. She's just a beautiful person all around, and just looking at her, no
Hmm.
offense, y'all, no offense, y'all, but she just takes me as the kind that's kind of a snob. Like just from that's why you don't take people from first glance.
Right,
You get to learn about people first, and then you decide what's up. Because if you take people from the first glance, you'll never have friends. Or if you do
right,
have friends, they'll all be fake friends. Or you're just not going to get anywhere. You
yeah.
have to give people time and development within your own emotional and psychological mental state, because if you don't give people a chance, some of the best friends I've ever had, and chat, you will agree with this, some of the best friends I've ever had, I did not like in the beginning of meeting them.
To begin with, yeah.
I absolutely hated their guts. But once I got to know them and the real person they are, they're literally the sweetest people I've ever known. If you agree with me, let me
Yeah.
know.
In the chat, Phil says Jenny from Friday 13th Part 2 has to be in there. Uh, Don't worry, Phil. She will definitely be in there.
I don't know
Tiffany,
about that, Phil.
Tiffany's in the chat.
Yo,
She
Phil.
says sorry, I just came in, but the chick from Hostel 2.
Oh, I didn't even think about the chick from Hostel 2.
Okay, give me your number 6.
Virginia Madsen, Helen Lyle from Candyman.
Okay.
I chose her because not only from just the psychological standpoint, she has this way of drawing you in.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm gonna sound repetitive because all these have about the same reason, but for different reasons at the same time. But for not only a psychological reason, but an emotional reason, because not only do people think she's crazy and she belongs in a home,
Yeah. She gets
but
treated so badly in that. I feel so bad for her in that movie.
she does. She got the
And
she got the broomstick where it don't shine. You know what I'm saying?
and her husband is such a slime. You know what I mean?
Oh man, her husband, the whole time she's where she is, if you haven't seen it, which you haven't, you really need to watch Candyman. It is a classic.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
would say most have.
I didn't think so from about the time I was 6 years old to the time I was about 19 years old. I didn't think this movie was a classic until I got it on Scream Factory. And since then I've really grown a new appreciation and watching the documentaries and the interviews
Uh,
that this movie is genuinely a classic. And after watching the new Candyman,
mhm.
a lot of people won't like the original from the remake because the remake's bad enough.
Like I saw, I've still never seen that movie. I don't know anything about that movie.
Might watch Don't Kill Me Night, but I I'm not the biggest fan of the new Candyman. Sorry, chat. I love
Yeah,
you
well,
all, but
yeah,
I'm not a fan. But the fact that I'm not a fan of the remake really grew my love for the original. If you
makes
find
sense.
a
Makes sense.
good, yeah, it works both ways. If you find either a really bad remake, a really good remake, or even an in between remake, because it wasn't a bad movie. I just thought they exaggerated some things that they didn't need to. Like,
I don't know too much about it though,
oh,
man.
no, no spoilers here. I'm just gonna say they exaggerated certain things in that movie, and it really drew me down.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna say they copied this or they didn't do that or whatever. I'm not that guy, but it really, I thought it was a letdown. Kind of like what the first time I ever watched the remake of Black Christmas, I felt let down. Or the
Right.
first time I watched Rob Zombie's remake of Halloween in 2007, that was a severe letdown because everybody in chat, if you've watched mine or Gore's streams or videos, you know our love for John Carpenter 1978 Halloween. That the first time I ever watched that, it took me about 7 or 8 watches to actually grow some sort of appreciation or love for Halloween 2007 with Rob Zombie.
Well, one you won't be let down by is my number six, and that is Constance, is played by Deborah Benson, just before dawn. She is the coolest, and you don't know it till the end. You know, she's quiet. She didn't say a lot. But when that twin comes in there, and she has to save her old man because her old man's over crying by the rock, and she takes her whole arm and shoves it down his damn throat,
Yeah.
and it takes care of that. That is the coolest kill, final girl, or anybody I've ever seen anywhere.
I
She
have
said she said shut the fuck up and stuff all the way down there. She reached down and was tickling his ass, man. I swear to God.
I, I have never seen such a kill in any movie. I've seen some pretty bad kills, but I've never seen anything like
Goes to
that
show,
kill.
no matter how big you are, if you can't breathe, and she could find anything else to hurt him with, so she just stuck her whole little tiny arm down his throat.
Oh,
And I think that is bad. That by itself made me want to put her at number one.
right, right.
But she didn't make it to number one because I got some. But she is a solid number six. She could have been anywhere even below that, but there's a lot of competition.
I
Bone,
agree. Unfortunately, I
Bone,
did not think of her.
Bones has joined us. He said, "Sup."
Oh, thanks, bros.
Uh,
What's going on, man?
David's horse says, "Hmm." He David's number 10 is Alice Hardy
Okay.
from Friday 13th. Uh, number
Uh,
9 is Alice Nightmare 4. Number 8 is Sydney from Scream.
okay.
Number 7, Kristen from The Strangers. That's a good one.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Number 6, Mia from Evil Dead.
I
So
forgot about that one too. Mia was a good choice too. Man, good job, Dave.
see that's what I'm saying. This is all this is all personal. This is all subjective. You know what I mean? So anybody's list is right.
If I could have thought about it, either Kristen or Mia would have been on my list if I could have thought about it. But I,
Oh, I love Kristen anyway because
no,
well, I mean, you know how I feel about Liv Tyler. So,
oh,
and I just think she's fantastic in everything she does.
that is
All
true.
right,
She did such a fantastic job in The Strangers.
she always does, man. She just breaks your heart.
One of the
Um,
best pickups from either Christmas or otherwise. I'm not going to specify, but I am going to specify.
May
Gore
Hops,
Gore got me The Strangers Scream Factory for Christmas one year. It was like 2 years back, and that is by far one of my favorite pickups ever.
Liv Tyler is fired.
She is fire.
All right, so what is your number 5 then?
Olivia Hussey as Jess from Black Christmas.
No, like I said, that's kind of it gives you an idea that she was killed, so she would be a final girl. But it didn't show her killed, and we don't know for sure. So as far as I'm concerned, she can still be called Final.
True. If you look at it from that standpoint, yes. But if you don't look at it from that standpoint, my final girl for number 5 would have been Shelley Duvall from The Shining.
That's interesting. Wendy Torrance. That's funny. David just popped up with number 5, Wendy Torrance, The Shining.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it just popped up.
Okay, if you count Olivia Hussey as surviving Black Christmas, she Olivia
I yeah.
Olivia just grabs my heart in a way, not only from her horror movie aspect, from her drama aspect, to stage, because she did Phantom of the Opera from stage, and it is just such a beautiful performance. And she is such a great actor. Not only to mention, she did, I believe it was Psycho 4,
Yes. Sucker
but
for the beginning. The
those
beginning,
were,
she plays this crazy ass mom. Yeah.
but those are, she does such a beautiful job, and I'm envious of that hair. Just saying.
I'm just she's just one of those exquisitely beautiful women. You know what I mean? She just
Right.
okay. My number 5 is Nancy, played by Heather Langenkamp, Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, and Dream Warriors, and New Nightmare.
Number 5. Huh?
Yep. And simply because she is just she pretty much turns into a complete survivalist. Uh, and like I said, lays a whooping on Freddy all over the place toward the end, to the point to where he's not even playing games anymore. He's just pissed.
Oh no, he just had it, bro. He had enough of that.
Yeah. So that's my number 5. But we already talked about her before because she was, one of your. But that's why because of the booby trap thing and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
How
Um,
about how about your okay? How about your number 4?
Lori Hollier, Sarah from My Bloody Valentine.
Oh my God, I forgot about. Oh,
I am
that's
a big
definitely
fan.
me too. That's definitely an honorable mention for me.
I am a big fan of Canadian horror, as you'll see later in the list.
Hey,
Um,
Patrick.
yo, what's up, Pat, bro? Long time. I just saw you earlier. Nice interview, by the way, bro. But I picked her. Not only is she just drop dead gorgeous, like she's probably the prettiest Canadian woman I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But just her acting is on point. Like you could feel her pain just in
Oh
the
yeah.
just to delve in the realization of not only so and so coming back, but just the just the division between the two is really literally ripping her apart.
Yeah.
And then the realization of what happens. I'm not going to spoil because I'm not a spoiling kind of guy.
Right.
But
Right.
what happens? You can literally see her soul rip in pieces over what is up,
Right.
and just her acting is so great in that.
No, I think they'll do a really great job in the original Valentine, man.
Oh, oh yes, they do. But she has such a special way of just making you feel so sorry for her. Like you literally want to jump into the screen and like punch said dude in mouth because of how bad it's making her feel and how intense her emotion is for the specific scene. It's just like how
Yeah.
dare.
Oh, I can't hear you. Hey, hello.
Oof. Yes,
Oh, okay. All right, you there? I couldn't hear you for a minute.
I
Um,
went spoken a
David.
little too fast.
Okay. David's number 4 is Ellen Ripley from Alien.
I did not think
Um, John Steele just entered the chat. What's up, Steele? How you doing?
Yo, Steve.
All right. My number 4 is Sally, played by Marilyn Burns from Chainsaw Massacre '74, and also Eaten Alive.
Oh, really? Your number 4 is my number 7.
Yeah, and I really love Sally. I really wanted to put her higher, but the 3 that I got up there was 3 that I just couldn't bring to myself to take out.
I
So,
we should.
and we all know what I think about Marilyn Burns' performance in that. I think she is the most convincing, the greatest acting performance by any final girl of all time.
To
No
be
one is more convincing than she is in that movie.
to be honest, I should have probably switched my number 3 with
Yes,
number
yeah,
7
yeah,
because
yes,
Marilyn
Neil.
Burns
That's the
is
Croc movie.
because my Marilyn Burns is number 7 and my number 3, looking back at it, does not belong in number 3 compared to Marilyn Burns. But I chose that because the emotionalness of it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Just the feeling of the connection.
Right. All right. Where we at? Are we getting ready to hit top 3?
Yes, we are. We are
All right.
hitting top.
Before I hit top 3, I want to do some honorable mentions.
Okay.
Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton, is one of them. For Terminator,
Yep.
Terminator 2, Children of the Corn. Clarice Starling, played by Jodie Foster, Silence of the Lambs, also from Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane.
Nice.
Kirsty, played by Ashley Lawrence from Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2, and then one, I can't remember the one she plays in later on. And this is an honorable mention. I know, it's going to be Sigourney Weaver as Ripley in the Alien franchise.
Sigourney Weaver is not even involved anywhere in my list.
I just give her due, man. All right, what is your number 3?
Before I get into my number 3, I will give you my honorable mentions as well.
All right, go ahead.
Mine is Shelley Duvall from The Shining. Galen Ross from Day of the Dead.
Donna's dead.
Oh God. Well, I had it abbreviated, so I didn't had it right down. Right. So I should have put an O or an A on that. And
Cool.
And Natalie Dormer from The Forest.
The Forest. Well, that's one you don't hear a lot about.
I love The Forest. It's literally one of my favorites. Like 2010s movies. Right. It's one of my favorites. We ought to do one of those one day.
Yeah, I mean it's not too bad, no.
But it's definitely one of my favorites. It has this aspect and just a certain scene that hits you in a way that only The Exorcist can hit you.
Yeah, I've only seen it maybe that one time from beginning to end. So
yeah, I should have. Yeah, I should have put Dawn before the OTD on that because I got confused there for a second.
John loves the Steele. Steele loves the chick from the original Night of the Demons. Yeah.
Oh yes. I didn't even think about that one.
Oh, Patrick loves The Forest. He says, "Hell yes, love The Forest."
Oh, nice, bro, Pat. I'll probably do a review on that if you want me to. Let me know.
But Tiffany says, The Forest pissed me right off.
Like,
why did it piss you off?
Yeah. Explain yourself before we end the chat here in like a couple minutes or so. Like, why? Why did that upset you so bad?
She said it pissed me right off.
I don't know. Like, did it make you pee your pants with a certain do, or like what's the matter here?
Something happened that made her go bullshit.
And like, if you want to fight, I'm up for a fight. What's up? We can beat up. But
all right.
Yeah. Okay. And on to my number
what's your number 3?
Emily Perkins, Bridget Fitzgerald from Ginger Snaps.
Okay, that's an interesting final girl list.
Um,
Interesting. Why?
I picked her not only like me and my brother have such a connection. You know, we have a connection like no other, and we're so close in certain ways, yet we're so different in other ways. Like I see me and him, the way they began in the film, so close,
Right.
but in
Exactly.
certain ways, I see us in the middle of the film where we're drifting away from each other. But by
Yeah.
the end of the film is where we are now, where we're closer than ever.
Right. Right.
And I connected with that so well because me and him drifted apart because of me and something that I decided to do off a whim.
Right.
And Ginger drifted away because of something she decided to do in a path that she decided to take, a lot like me, and it caused her and her sister to drift apart, which is one of my favorite actresses ever, Catherine Isabel,
Right.
and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
the 1991 TV miniseries It. But we drifted apart in a way, and so did me and you. We drifted apart in a way too, but we came back together stronger than ever, a lot like what happens in the movie, and that hits so close to home
Right.
that
Oh
that she
yeah.
just
I know all about it. Yeah.
yeah that she just that took number three for me for that reason. Just it almost became number one, but I got a couple that beat it for a specific reason. But it became number three for that reason because it hit so close to home. And it's just like I used to watch it before without crying, but now at the end I always cry because of the character arc that you go through.
You're
That
emotional. You're emotional about film like I am, man. And you put yourself in that. You know what I mean? It's just.
well,
Um.
I've literally without the lycanthrope part have lived their sister lives, but with brother and brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Oh yeah. Trust me. I know exactly the times that you're talking about, and I remember when that happened, and that hurt him a lot too. But but when you guys came back together, it was just awesome, man. And people do a lot of things. You know what I mean? We all screw up. We all do stupid things, but it's what you're doing in the end, and what you show and the love you show for the people that love you and the people you love in the end is what matters. So,
right, it's the way you learn from it and the way you show how you've learned from it, and just showing that
right,
love and just if you can show the fact that you learned from it and the love that you show toward them shows that you actually learned something from it and not that you learned nothing. It's just like, yeah, I screwed up, but I've learned and here I am and I'm back stronger than ever.
yeah, yes, you are. Alrighty,
So,
my number three is Erin, played by Sharni Vinson from Your Next, which she should almost be the number one final girl on anybody's list because she's like Rambo in a female body. But you know what I mean?
uh,
One of my favorite lines in that is at the end when AJ Bowen comes back in and he says, oh, "Hello," and she's standing there and he's trying to talk around it and go, well, this is all for us, and no, it was never supposed to be you, And she said, I remember exactly what she said. She said something, and he says, yes, but I didn't realize that I was dating and engaged to Rambo, or something like that.
yeah, she's standing there with a pickaxe in her hand, like a climbing pickaxe or something in her hand. When he
He's just
says
standing there pissing
blood,
himself. Yeah.
yeah, with blood dripping from it, like the descent, and he's just
So
sitting there
yeah.
like, uh, it's like, dude,
So so she had to be top three. I mean, I couldn't see any other way. Erin
I
from Your Next.
mean, If I would have remembered her, she would have been in at least the top 5 for me, but I completely forgot.
John Steele says y'all know this is relevant as it's National Women's Day. Yes, yes.
I did not know.
Um, yeah, and he and Steele says, ladies, I celebrate y'all every day.
That's facts.
Um, he also says one final girl that's newer one and dope is the revenge film. I haven't seen that yet.
True, bro. True, John. I agree with you. I forgot to throw her in there, though. I threw a lot of classics in here.
Well,
But
is she pretty badass?
she is, bro.
So
Oh,
so so she should be in the badass girl list of top 10 that I'm thinking about writing out and doing. She should be involved in that.
yeah, yeah. She's got a special place in these lists, bro.
Cool. I've got
Brittany.
to see that then.
Oh, yeah. Cheetah. Brittany Ashworth and Hostel. Nice pick, bro.
What? Okay. What is your Oh, David's number 3 is Aaron from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. That's the
No,
Jessica Biel character, right?
I do. I haven't seen the 2003 version in a while. David, remind me. But
I'm pretty sure that's the Jessica Biel character.
I am a really big Jessica Biel fan. Like I loved her in Blade Trinity.
Okay. What is your number 2?
Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode in Halloween.
The original Halloween, Halloween '78, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 1978, John Carpenter. Yes, sir. Um, I chose her because, well, a lot of them got the same reason, but I like to choose from vulnerability, and she's just trying to babysit some kids, and her mother instinct kicks out, and she's just like, I gotta protect these children. Like the children come first.
That
So
that's one of the best character arcs I think ever done, and I think that attributes to a lot of the success to the original Halloween. People that don't understand or understand why how the original Halloween is so successful, it's all those little things like that. First of
yeah,
all, the casting was absolutely perfect,
true.
and she carried that arc all the way through, and it's just when she goes from beginning to end
Right.
is just really good. I wish it would stayed a little bit more like that than to get so extreme later on in the sequels. But
True.
I won't get into that because that'll get me onto a rant.
Yeah. Yeah. You go from Jamie Lee Curtis, which played in Terror Train and The Fog, to Nancy Loomis, who played in The Fog, to PJ Souls, who was in Carrie,
Yes.
Brian De Palma, and Halloween, and one I can't remember right now, to Donald Pleasance, who was supposed to be played by Peter Cushing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They wanted Cushing and Christopher Lee, but neither one of them wanted it.
I like Peter Cushing better than Christopher Lee, just because. I'm a
Right.
big Cushing.
Oh, I love Peter Cushing too.
But then you have Donald Pleasance from Alone in the Dark,
Of course, you know that.
and then he's in Halloween. It's like, yes. Plus Deborah Hill, John Carpenter, and everybody else that was involved. I mean, it's just like, yes. And by far is like not, if not the best horror movie ever made, in the top 5.
Yeah. Steele says he views the first 2 as one long film. I completely agree with that, Steele.
I do agree. I do agree with that too, Steele. Because
It feels like it too because Halloween 2, besides the brother sister angle, has a vibe like Halloween '78. They
yeah,
capture that really well, and it's the only other movie besides '78 that has that vibe.
yeah,
None of the rest of them, including 2018, does not have that vibe either. I'm not
I
saying nothing bad. I'm just saying it just does not have that feel.
I found a guy that spliced the two films together without the outro of '78 and the intro of, I do believe, 80 or 81. I can't remember the year of the second one. Excuse me, but
1981.
well, I had it kind of right. I just wanted to do 50-50 shot. But if you take the ending of the first one and splice it into the second one, you can literally make one movie out of that. And I had a guy that did that for me. And I literally have a disc of that. And
Except keep the balcony scene from 78. Don't
yeah,
add the one. Don't add the one from the beginning of Halloween 2 from 81
yeah.
because not only does it show him walk right off of it,
It's on the wrong side of the house.
well, he falls off the front in part 2. Yeah.
Right.
Not only that, but he shoots him 7 times in part 2.
That is true. That is true. They messed that up. That is. Oh, he's got a
Well,
357 Magnum, which I've never seen ever.
well, yeah, he's got a 7-shot 350. Yeah. Well, that's funny. You know what? And this tells me that we work on a lot of the same vibe, and that you are my oldest son. You are, because my number 2 is also Laurie Jamie Lee Curtis from Halloween 78. And Halloween 2 from 81, The Fog, Terror Train, Prom Night, all that. But yes, I also have Laurie at number 2. A lot of people are probably shocked. They probably figured just because anything it's Halloween, it would probably be number 1, but no.
Right, because
I have one better. If anybody really knows me, they know what my number 1 is. But we'll talk about this in a little bit. I just love the character arc of Laurie. I love that character she was in that movie, and I so wish we still had that Laurie, because that Laurie set the template for a lot of them.
I'm so disappointed. They went to saying they weren't going to do what they did in the Halloween H2O, and what did they do? They immediately did a 360 and immediately did Halloween H2O all over again, just now.
Right.
It's like, dude, if I want to watch Halloween H2O, I watch Halloween H2O. Why you got to do this to me, bro? It's just a better mask.
Yeah. Patrick says horror fans have some amazing memories. Yes, absolutely.
Ooh, David.
David's number 2 is Jennifer Hills. They Spit on Your Grave.
I did
That's
not
a
think
good choice. Now,
I did not think it go.
Keep that in mind. Remember, because I'm coming up with the top 10 list that I'm going to do. That's just badass chicks, not final girls, but just badass chicks. And you better believe that she could be in England somewhere around that list.
Ooh,
Patrick says final girl in Trading Places.
not bad.
John says that's a banger. You see, Bone says Pumpkin King. Let me see. Patrick said it has her as the number 2. Hobbs says good night, folks. Take it easy, Hobbs. All right. What is your number 1? David's number 1 was Laurie.
Number 1, Jenny, Amy Steele, Friday 13th, Part 2.
Greatest final girl of all time.
That is facts. I suspect you had the same number 1.
Well, we'll talk about that here in a minute. She is the greatest final girl of all time, and I'll tell you why. She has every attribute that you need. And hold on, I just you got me on Amy Steele, and now I can't shut up.
These facts.
She took the time. Like, one of my favorite parts of that movie is when they're sitting in a bar before they leave and come back, and the end climax happens. She's the only one that took the time to really figure out Jason and why he's doing it and how he is and what what I mean. She actually cares about that. She actually feels for him. She cares.
Yeah, she explains it right there while having a beer, and it's just like, yeah, and you completely are like, yes, that is the stuff, and it's
she humanizes him.
Yeah, it's like, how would you feel seeing your mom killed right in front of you? Wouldn't that drag you?
No other Friday the 13th movie that you watch has anybody that has any kind of dialogue or any kind of a vibe of any kind that makes you feel like Jason is a human being at all. But when she talks about Jason, you actually feel like he's a dude. You know what I mean? Not just a monster.
Right.
And
right.
And I love that. I just love everything about her performance in that. her
Right,
character arc and her as an actress.
right.
Yes, and yes, she is my number one.
I figured it's crazy how we have the same number
Everybody else
one.
knew that. Yeah, everybody else knew that my Jenny was going to be my number one. They've heard me talk about it a million times.
I had a couple that almost took her place, but then I actually went back and rewatched every one of these movies before I made this list. Like I made the initial list and I went back and watched all of them and then was like, yes, this girl and why. And I went back and watched that and was like, yeah.
Thanks, Don. He says, "Don't pick." Let's see, that was a great top 10, David. David counted down his with us, and that was a good 10.
It was.
Um, Phil says, "Good list, guys. Great picks. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in, everybody." Of course, we're probably gonna bullshit for a few more minutes here, just because I like to do this. It just completely turns me on. It pumps my nads to do this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't even think of Jennifer Hills.
Just wait, yeah. Just wait until I do the upgrade to this, and I got all the bells and whistles with it, with the intros and all that BS. I'm really gonna make a spectacle out of this.
Very true.
I'm an exhibitionist kind of guy. I truly am. Do you have any other? I kind of want to talk about this other top 10 for those who didn't hear it. I'm thinking about another top 10, and it's not the final girl top 10, but it's one that I just kind of, the badass chicks. They're not the final girls, and chicks that just kicked ass in one way or another, whether they were smart or whatever, and maybe they did, maybe they didn't survive, but they made a big impact in the movie and kicked some ass while they were in it. Tiffany says she's glad Ginger Snaps was mentioned. Well, Tiffany, anytime you get my son, anytime you get Drake involved in it, I can about guarantee you that Ginger Snaps is going to be involved. Because, yeah.
One of my favorite top 10 movies of all time, man.
Yeah, I suggest you go check out his channel because she's definitely there.
I have a review on Ginger Snaps if you want to go look at that. I spend probably almost 23 minutes on that movie alone.
Catherine
So,
Isabel, yeah. Love Catherine Isabel.
Emily Perkins, Mimi Rogers, go check it if you have not seen it.
My favorite performance from her is American Mary.
That actually is really good. And she's in Freddy versus Jason.
Yes.
That's who we're talking about, y'all, if y'all don't know.
That's my favorite part of that movie is when her smart ass, obnoxious punk boyfriend gets folded backwards in the bed. I hate that guy. And I was glad to see him get tormented like that.
So drunk, she doesn't even realize within the first 10 seconds of what happened to him. He's folded up right in front of her, and she's just like, "Oh, so babe," and it takes her like 10 seconds to actually click because she sees him. After about 7 seconds, it takes her a full 3 seconds to go. and I'm just like,
yeah. Tiffany says she has joined. I won't read the word that it says because YouTube gets screwy about things like that. But basically, she's connected to you.
no,
I do believe she was referring to you. Yeah, he loves that stuff. So thanks for connecting to him. That's really cool. But I'm going to do a top 10 list of chicks that just were badass, were very important to the story. Just, and that's one of the top 10s that I'm wanting to do. Because every Tuesday, we're going to do a top 10 of something. I'm going to try to come up with some original stuff, but I want to knock out some of the obvious top 10s first, maybe.
I have a couple of ideas. The next
yes,
one.
Yes, Tiffany. Yep, father and son. Drake Brandon is my oldest son. Yes. This is the second week in a row that we've had matching bandanas too, if you noticed. But on Tuesdays we do our top 10s, and then on Saturdays we do a review of a movie that we love together. Like last week we did The Craft. and I'm going to start doing a single one, and maybe have people join me here and there, because I just can't get enough of doing this live stream and stuff. I'm gonna start doing
Um,
like Thursday mornings around 11 a.m. This coming Thursday, I'm gonna be talking about Lucio Fulci's Zombie.
which top 10 would you like to do next? I got top 10 villains, top 10 Universal monster movie.
Yes. I am taking questions. Any questions or any requests? Hell yeah, give me some requests.
Do any of
Good,
these
good ideas, give them to me. Go ahead.
I also have I have top 10 villains, movie villains, Universal
Yes,
monsters,
yes,
wrestlers, which is a little something different,
yeah. That's the ones that I mentioned to you. Yeah,
and classic actresses.
classic actresses, like of any genre.
It doesn't matter. Like we're talking Audrey Hepburn, we're talking Gloria Stewart, Faye Ray, Marilyn Monroe. Just your
Don't.
top 10 favorite classic actresses.
That's interesting.
But you want to throw out your favorite mentions? Like, well, not your favorite mentions, but your honorable mentions out there? I got 4 of them.
I mentioned all mine earlier. If you got anything to add,
Um,
as far as our honorable mentions go, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot. I'm just not thinking of them right now.
I have Linda Hamilton from The Terminator and
Yeah,
Children
no
of the
doubt.
Corn because I was going to pick her specifically from Children of the Corn to begin with. Um, Shelley Duvall from The Shining. Uh, Galen Ross from Dawn, I believe.
Don't forget about if you're talking about the unholy trilogy. Don't forget about Day of the Dead with Laurie Cardell, man. She's she's pretty kick ass in Day of the Dead as well.
I have not watched that in 3 months,
She's
actually.
Yeah, she's a little underrated. People don't talk about her, but Laurie Cardell does a really good job. She really comes off good. She shows her vulnerability at the same time. She does some ass kicking and makes great decisions and does some really good leading. John Steele says, watch an 80s film called Tenement. Not horror in the sense that you normally talk about, but has the terror element. B movie fun. Cool.
Where where could I watch that, John? Like, is it streaming anywhere or just?
Yeah, we got a free that 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 sounds like something that could possibly be on like Tubi or something.
And my
Tubi's only
last
got 1,000 horror movies. Tubi does.
and my last honorable mention was Natalie Dormer from The Forest.
Yeah, of course. Mine was Sarah Connor, Clarice Starling, Kirsty, and Lori Hallier from My Blade Valentine.
Ooh, the tenement.
Also, I'll throw in Ripley, Sigourney Weaver as an honorable mention too, because you know
Disagree with me, chat, but I do not like her, man. I don't like her. I don't
John,
like her at all.
John owns that movie Tenement. He says it might be streaming on Tubi, but he has it. I may have seen it. It seems like I should have. Um,
The tenement.
Tenement. It sounds really familiar.
I've seen Tenant, but not the tenement.
If I seen it, it was a long, long time ago.
I mean, I know y'all love Sigourney Weaver.
I've seen so many movies that some of them I just don't remember.
Be prepared, Gore. I'm expecting to get bashed.
Be careful. Always be careful with your opinion on somebody that's really popular, man.
I am
Be careful with that.
Sigourney Weaver. I know she's popular.
We don't want to
Um,
drive off, chatters.
right, true. I'm not the biggest fan of her. I will give her props, and not only Avatar, she did a good job. I will give it
But
to her, and in Alien, she did a good job because she had that vulnerability that I like. But in Aliens, I thought she was too badass. She was just too
part two.
over the top. She was too over the top for me. But
Yeah.
I will give her props. She is a good actress. She does a good job. But I just thought she was just too over the top in Aliens, guys. I mean, sorry, but that's just
I I I I adore the first two Alien movies. Like I'm not huge on I'm not
new.
huge on Sigourney. I'm not huge on Sigourney Weaver either. But she fits what Alien. You know what I mean? I love the first two Alien movies, and I love Prometheus, and I love Covenant.
True. It,
Oh, Ben from Cadaver says, "What's up, y'all?" He's joined, and Al has joined.
if we could literally have just Alien, Aliens, Covenant, and Prometheus, I'd be completely content with the Alien series.
Alien Three's okay. I just wish that they hadn't. I mean, Newt was one thing, but I really would have liked to have had Hicks in there. You know, Michael Bean. I really would have liked to have that character in there.
I
You know,
literally my copy of Alien 3 away. Literally.
but Resurrection was out there. But there is a cool part in Resurrection. It's the only time you see an alien swim, and they swim like crazy.
That's true.
Ben said he loves Alien Resurrection. Cool.
Uh, I haven't actually sat and watched that one.
But something I haven't found very popular. Two of my favorite Alien movies was Prometheus and Covenant, and for some reason, a lot of people don't like those. But
My
I think those two are better than Alien Three and Resurrection.
my three favorite Alien movies go as follows: Prometheus, Covenant, and Alien, and then four Aliens. But
It's
but
true, Ben.
my top three go that way right there. Alien just has this vibe and just the way about and the story arc and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
building of it that is just
yeah.
fantastic.
Well, yeah, I find it impossible to really dislike any of the Alien movies.
Eh, don't like three.
Um, I like the fact that they had the guts to at least try a little something different. I don't know why they had the stupid idea to kill off, Newton Hicks. Who knows why that happened? But
Cadaver Club says the extended version of Part Three makes it a bit better.
yeah, yes.
I might have to check that out, Cadaver. Um, I will definitely look into that, and I will give it an honest try, and I will let you know how I feel about it.
But yeah, I can't hate any of them, and I don't know why there's all this hate over not necessarily Prometheus, but Covenant gets hate all over the place. And
I understand.
but
Covenant is one of the best ones.
what
Along with
puts what puts those two newest ones over the most is just the David character, man. He is so good.
Michael Fassbender.
Exactly. He is fantastic, and he mixes it up really good, because he's David and Walter in Covenant. And he just like you could tell the difference. He's such a complex actor that you could tell, even though he's playing a cyborg, a machine, you can still
Yeah.
tell that you can tell a difference between the two. And
True.
I just think that that's really cool.
I mean, it really takes a lot for someone to take kind of the same role and make it slightly different enough to where you can tell the difference between two characters that are generally the same and yet
Yeah.
make them different enough to where you can tell the difference between the two and know who you're looking at.
Yes. Now
Especially both on the screen at the same time.
now well, I understand the hate for Covenant. Most of the hate from Covenant comes from the fact that they didn't continue Shaw over. Yeah,
Yes, I would love to have seen some Shaw switch
that
over.
was a really good character, man. She's a really good actress.
He
It
is.
was just it was unfortunate. But the one girl, the girl that plays Danny, I can't remember her name, but the girl that plays Danny, she did a good job considering. I mean,
He did. Like, you loved to hate her, I believe. if I'm thinking it
Yeah.
right. So, but but the woman that played Shaw is, I believe, she's playing in a new Halo movie that's coming out. The real person Halo movie that's coming out, which Xbox fans are gonna love this.
She
But
was in the trilogy back in the day, the girl with the hornet's nest and all that. She was in that trilogy too.
oh, like the girl with the dragon tattoo and the
Yes,
girl with
yes.
the whoop de whoop and all that.
She's in
I
Lamb also. I haven't seen Lamb yet, but I do believe she's in it.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Ben says Prometheus was very well made. It was gorgeous and I really like it, but people seem to hate it because they don't feel like it's really an alien movie. Well,
Well, they feel there's not enough alien involved, but if you
what
think as a
what
prequel in the setting,
yeah, it's supposed to evolve, and then you know what I mean. It's supposed to show you that there's more to this world than Alien,
but
and then because there was no such thing really that they knew of than Alien yet. You know that develops and it gives you the first version of it
that is,
after the big huge face hugger gets a hold of the engineer, and then that's when the first one's actually you know
uh, I mean, the
created.
first aliens didn't even really have a form. I mean, what comes out as the aliens we know is like version 2.0, because
Right.
the first version that comes out is this white 7 foot tall thing with no face, basically. And it's by far probably the creepiest looking alien I've ever seen.
Oh, the octopus looking thing,
No. I'm talking about the regular, like the first version of the alien, the first version of the xenomorph we know today,
the one that pops out of
the
the engineer at the end, the black one.
the white one,
Oh, okay, yeah.
the white one. I don't remember exactly what they called it, but by far, like when you first see that, you go, oh, it's getting going, and then not what 10, 20 minutes later, the movie ends.
Right.
Just as it starts to get going, they cut the movie off. I thought the timing of that was actually really good because
Yes.
it leaves you fiending for more. Like you
Yeah.
really want more, but
Yeah.
I
They,
hear and read that they have another one in the works.
well, they've been saying that for years, though. There's been a couple of different things that were supposed to be going. Old dude that, oh God, the old dude that made, was it District 9?
True.
Was going to make one, and he was going to jump back, and he was going to put Michael Biehn in it as Hicks, and he had a story going like that had to do with it. But
Is that
that,
Abrams?
but but Ridley Scott jumped in there, stopped that, and then that's when he made Prometheus and Covenant.
Yeah, is that Abrams that was supposed to do that?
No,
It
no,
wasn't.
no, it wasn't. No, it was. I think it was the dude. It seemed like he created District 9.
Oh, yeah, but I thought Abrams was involved with District 9. That's why I got him confused.
That's true, Al. That's true. Yeah.
What else? Hey?
Yes. Yeah. Ben says Fede Alvarez is allegedly working on a new Alien movie. I would love it because the hate for Covenant and the low box office that it got, that really scared me because I was afraid we may have seen the very last one when that happened. Because they're not 20th Century Fox is not going to finance and let Ridley Scott continue to bring this story out no matter how much he wants to, if they're not making their money back at the box office. That's just the bottom line. They don't give a damn if we ever see another Alien movie. If they're not making the money off of it like they're used to making for an Alien movie, it's just
They'll
not going to
cut.
happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You know. And I guess Covenant did really bad at the box office.
Yeah, I understand that.
Hey man, you know, everybody's got their own issues. You know what I mean? Al says he's down for a fade alien flick. Hell yeah,
Oh, of course.
hell yeah. Because I think Ridley might have shot his wad. You know what I mean? I think Ridley be might be a little empty as far as the ideas go for the alien flicks. Maybe it's time for him to step away and just you know because I believe if he continues to make them, I think it will affect whether people continue to go see him or not. They're going to think back, oh, I hated Covenant, blah blah blah, and then not go.
Right.
Maybe not, but I mean, it's just heading that direction.
Right,
So
but the general consensus is if you keep making movies, they generally get worse and worse because the originality is going to run out at some point.
I thought he had still had good ideas, but he focused it around the David character, and I think maybe he should, which was cool because
Yeah, the David character
the
and
character, yeah, Michael Fassbender is cool, and he does a phenomenal job as David and slash Walter. But I think he focused it too much a little around that, and I think that's what pissed people off.
yeah, that and his obsession with Shaw and everything. It's just like, bro.
Yeah, if you've seen those deleted scenes and you read into the thing and you actually find out what
And
he
if you
did to her was quite it was quite sick and psychotic what he did to Shaw, what he really did to her.
right, if you look at the special features or the deleted scenes or the general screenshots, I don't know what they're called, but like the photo shots of production, the production shots, you can see what
Uh,
they were planning on doing with it, but they decided not to. And it's just what he was doing to her is just it's literally
her
gut wrenching.
her reproductive is what caused all those little things he was experimenting with there. He got that all from her, being able to reproduce. That's basically,
Right.
Bones says Hobbs and Shaw. So is there anything else that you want to talk about or get into, or you got any ideas for to tell anybody or
Huh?
anything here?
Not really, man. Just thanks for coming. Thank you for
Thank you very much.
yeah. Thank you very much for jumping in, and thank you for giving your top 10 and everything. And we'll see you guys next time.
Hey, join me Thursday at around 11 a.m. where I'm going to be jumping on and I'm going to be doing Full Cheese Zombie. And Saturday, I'm not sure yet what movie we're gonna review because, like I say, it's going to be every Tuesday is going to be a top 10 of some sort. Thursday, around Thursday during early times, I'm going to be doing something because, like I said, I just enjoy it. I have a hell of a time doing this. And then
Right.
Saturday, me and Drake will be back again doing a movie. I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking maybe I'm wanting to do Scanners. I really want to do Scanners really bad. Nobody
Merlin,
ever, nobody ever, nobody ever talks about Scanners. And if it's not Scanners, it's going to be something maybe just before dawn, something like that. I want to do a show like that,
Have a
but
good one.
I'd like for it to be one of those two.
Yeah, if you guys
Just
have any
just
ideas
before
and
dawn.
stuff,
Just before dawn's not talked about enough either.
that's true. If you guys
Scanners
have
just before dawn, they're forgotten about, man.
That is true. That is true. If you guys have any ideas in the chat, let us know and join us Saturday because it's going to be a real gore show.
Thank you very much. Please like it, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that little bell, and to help me out and to help out Drake. Thank you very, very much, and we'll see you later. Love always.